Thank you to my father who allowed me to borrow that jacket for this live review tonight of Monday Night Raw. You see, the man is borrowing an Irish accent tonight, if this even sounds close enough, because I still have a little bit of a cough from late last week. So if I do cough during the stream, you'll have to excuse that. Other than that, I'm feeling fine. So tonight, myself, Finn Balor, spoke up to the boss. This past weekend, I got a huge pop in a dream match I had with one person I trained specially named Jordan Devlin. The man who bets you never want to bet against the ace. Well, let me tell you all something. I went out there tonight when Braun Strowman was stripped of his Universal Championship opportunity. And I told Vince straight to his face, I am tired of being left out of these conversations. And so is everybody else. I told Vince that he never believed in me, but all of these people believed in me. I stepped up and pretty much told him, if you want me to stay and sign a contract extension, you better give me an opportunity to prove myself against the beast himself. And Vince, let me tell you something. You may have given Jinder Mahal, a guy from catering, an opportunity tonight. But the only thing that Jinder Mahal got handed to him tonight was a coup de grace. And shout out to John Cena as well for the nice endorsement towards the end of my match. Much respect as well. As I am going to the Royal Rumble to reclaim the championship that I had to relinquish due to my shoulder injury. And I will maybe one day, hopefully then, will slay the beast and become WWE Universal Champion. Not sure that's happening, but yeah. Long story short, that's what we got tonight on Raw. And that's it. Show's over. Good night. Peace out, everybody. Just kidding. Guys, what is going on? This is the Club with the Man Nation. And yes, shout out to my own father who allowed me to borrow that jacket because that was the closest thing I got to a jacket looking similar to Finn Balor's, as I was not going to paint my face red and everything for my entrance, but I had to do this. Like, if I was doing live reviews back on the July 25th, 2016 episode of Raw, of course, we'd be doing a Finn Balor entrance, of course, because that was Finn Balor's night. It was his birthday, and it was for sure his night. Well, once again, tonight was once again Finn Balor's night, as it showed that, you know, maybe Vince is starting to get a little paranoid and decided to book some people right for once. For the most part, of course. There is a couple little nitpicks I had to pick from the show. Because surprisingly, this Raw was not too bad. There was some, of course, I say that and I cough, but again, that's because, you know, I have a little bit of a cough going right now, but again, I'm fine, just my cough. Anyways, losing my train of thought here. Oh yeah, but this Raw was not that bad. If anything, the first hour I thought was the weakest part of the show. The second, third hour, not too bad. The third hour was definitely really good. You know, the IC title triple threat match I actually enjoyed. The main event was pretty good as well. And a couple other things in there that kind of, I'm like, okay, cool. But obviously showing that, hey, AEW is starting to brew up on us. So trying to kiss up and get some of these people to not leave. But there's still some stuff that needs to be addressed. Some stuff I did not enjoy about this show, though. But there are several things that I did enjoy about the show. presented some fresh opportunities. The women's tag title belts were revealed, although the announcement of when they're going to be crowned didn't quite sit well with me. I'll get to that later on. But so there's going to be a little bit of ranting in this show, but not too much. I actually did enjoy some stuff, but some little things did cause me to bring the grade down a little bit lower than I probably could have given the show for sure. Because there was definitely some stuff that did benefit from this show. And I know some of my tweets at the beginning were a little negative tonight, but gotta give props credit. There was still some things that were done right on this show for sure. But of course, guys, this is the January 14th, 2019 edition of Monday Night Raw that took place in Memphis, Tennessee, home of Jerry the King Lawler, who actually did appear backstage, but he didn't do much of anything at all. I thought we'd get like a segment with him or something like that, but that was not the case. But it was so cool to see the King as well. Let's check the chat of live to see who we got here. We've got Mark. What's going on, Mark? Congrats to Finn Balor, but I feel bad for Braun Strowman. We'll get to Braun Strowman in a second. What did you think of the women's tag team titles? You know, I like the designs of the tag title belts. Not crazy though about the about how they're going to crown them though. Of course, I'll get to that when we get to that moment of bliss segment. If you ask me, he should fight as the Demon. I agree. I wish I had that stage hand. I'm pretty sure. What did you think of Bobby Lashley winning the IC title? I will get to that a little bit. He said he hated it. It should have been Seth, which it could have been. But again, I'll get to that a little bit later. We'll get to that part. But yeah, definitely some things definitely worth talking about. And again, thank you, Mark, for mentioning it. And if let me just throw a pun here, mark my words, I will talk about that. Thank you, Mark. But anyways, let's get started with this review. So, oops, I did not have the right document opened up with the notes I usually pull up with. I had the wrong one, but let's get that fixed here. What the heck is going on here? Okay. I do not want Bing. Well, hang on here. 1 second. My fault for not coming prepared. Where I think we were right here. All right, here we go. Here we go. We got the correct notes. But let's get started with this now. So the show opened up with a limousine, and Vince McMahon steps out. Now, first I'm thinking, now why the hell is Vince McMahon here? What big announcements do you have this week? But that's right, I forgot. The McMahons are running Raw now, remember? So, okay. But he points out a scuff or two on the rear end and makes his spaz about it before power walking his way up wherever he's going. Then out came Braun Strowman. And if you missed part one of my on Daniel Guys' channel on Friday night, we'll do part 2 tomorrow after SmackDown. If you missed part 1 of my of our year in review awards video, our good friend Robbie One Kenobi here called Braun Strowman the freaking babysitter among men when he was ranting about the match at WrestleMania 34 with him and Nicholas versus The Bar. So that was, shout out to Robbie there for that classic there. Hope you're watching this, Robbie, and can't wait to chat with you again tomorrow night. But anyways, so Braun Strowman comes out. He's gonna get these hands chants. He says he'll never admit it, but Brock Lesnar has always been afraid of him. Okay, really? I don't know if that's true or not. When he had the Money in the Bank, Brock was constantly looking over his shoulder and ripped doors off cages, stop him winning the title. How does that make Brock afraid of him if he stopped you from winning the title? And at World Cup, he said at World Cup instead of Crown Jewel, he had Baron Corbin attacking from behind to prevent him from winning the title, which once again, why on earth would Baron Corbin want to stop Braun, want to help Braun Strowman win the title when he, of course, Corbin has every intention of becoming champion, but he never made Braun Strowman defend the title anyway. So again, it made absolutely no freaking sense. But He says he hopes Beastie Boy is watching from training camp because he's all healed up and Corbin is no longer in power, which means at the Rumble, he will get the Universal title, and the only thing he's going to get is these hands. Then out comes Baron Corbin. He may not run the show anymore, but Strowman keeps kind of saying that you got fired, and you got fired chant started going on. Corbin says they could chant, but they'll listen to every word he has to say. Corbin wants Braun to stop lying and letting the people who believe in him down, and everybody knows he can't beat Brock, which, once again, kind of not lying there since he's lost him twice already. While he's doing that, Baron's going to focus on winning the Rumble and doing what because Braun won't be able to do is main event WrestleMania. This causes Braun Strowman to get off the stage and chase after Baron Corbin. Now, last week when he wanted a piece of Brock Lesnar, why didn't he go chasing after Brock? I didn't get that last week. So Strowman goes running back. And he's just yelling for Corbin. He gets in something with the same brothers and throws them around. Then we see Elias randomly on the side singing a song about what just happened. And Strowman comes up behind him and he points out that Corbin is in the limousine down there, which is obviously Vince McMahon's. So Strowman goes down there. The door is locked. He takes a the driver rolls the window down. He yanks the driver out of there, and then he grabs one of those billy clubs, whatever it is, and he shatters the window. And then Corbin screams for help as the monster among men yanks the door off of the limousine with his bare hands. Corbin just pops out and runs away. Strowman just stays there. And then out all of a sudden comes Vince, who then is demanding Braun to put the door back in place. And he tries to put it back, but it falls right back off. Vince starts calling him a raging woolly mammoth, which, wow, I'm pretty sure that was something for his own humor. That should have caution tape wrapped around him. He then finds Strowman $100,000. But Strowman says that this piece of crap isn't worth that much. So Vince tells him, fine, that attitude, you lost your title shot at the Royal Rumble. So you think, okay, at this point, Braun Strowman has nothing to lose other than his job at this point. You think he would just grab Vince McMahon, just, attack him or something? No, instead what he does, he backs off from Vince McMahon and just flips over his limousine. So you can't, let me get this straight here. First off, Vince McMahon is punishing Braun Strowman here by ripping off a door. How many other things has Braun Strowman done that I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon could punish Braun Strowman for? Because that continuity makes no sense. Second off, this ticked me off because at first, until it actually went through that, okay, Strowman really is participating at the Rumble. Maybe his elbow injury is not completely cleared yet and he's not able to wrestle or something. But which of course makes that awful segment last week a waste. But again, if he was still hurt, how could he lift the limousine? But then again, he has hell with it. But I thought at first they were going to pull off the same crap they did last year. That one Raw last year for the Rumble, the first couple weeks before, it was a couple weeks before Rumble, where Strowman got in trouble for something, and then he got his Universal title taken away from him, and then he went on a rampage, just being a crybaby, throwing things around until they finally gave him his title shot back. I thought at first that was going to be where they're going with, but they actually did escort Braun Strowman out of the building, by the police. And then Baron Corbin just watched and laughed. So we're going to have another Braun Strowman Baron Corbin feud just because Corbin cost him his Universal title shot. So that was the point of the little spew at TLC, other than the fact that one, they wasted a stipulation, and two, they just basically just made Corbin get the last laugh, which I thought was stupid. Was stupid. So Braun Strowman did for sure get relinquished of his Universal title shot. So now it's up for grabs. So what's going to happen with that? We then have Nia Jax and Tamina taking on Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey in a decent match that Sasha Banks got most of the time in the match. It looked like Of course, I just don't care for Nia Jax, so I don't really pay attention much to this match. But Sasha got Tamina to tap out. Ronda Rousey seems to be taking a lot of really praising Sasha Banks, because afterwards, there was an interviewer comes out, and Ronda says it's easy to trust each other because they respect each other, and it's a real honor to tag with her tonight and defend against the title against her. A victory over Sasha would be her greatest accomplishment. Banks says she's glad Ronda already picked where she ranks on her accomplishments list, to which Ronda says that's not what she meant, and she's going to do everything she can to get her to tap out. Trying to say, hey, I'm going to, I respect you. You've accomplished a lot, but, I'm still going to make you tap out the Rumble. I want to prove myself against you, basically, just trying to say. But, of course, Sasha Banks has been someone in history. Whenever it comes to the title, you can tell, when they book her right, that she's always dead focused, whether she's heel or not. She always comes across as very focused and determined whenever she's in the title feud. Sasha takes offense to her saying that she's going to get her tap out. She says, ask Nia and Tamina how the Bank statement feels. She'll face any woman, any size, any place, anywhere, and it'll be her pleasure to teach Ronda Rousey how to lose with class. Ronda says she can teach her by example and keep the title of world's classiest loser because she doesn't want it. Banks questions the idea that she's a loser, reminds Ronda that last week she said she was the best. She's not scared of her and has to learn to deal with not getting her way, because come Royal Rumble, she's tapping to the Bank statement and she can bank on that. Sasha leaves and Ronda tries to, talk to her, begging her off, asking if she wants her to lick her boots. And Banks says yes, she does. And so that was probably a little weird, but it's like, I don't know. Again, I don't know. It's basically, now, Ronda Rousey, showing that, hey, I'm fooling with, I'm wrestling with someone I more so respect now, but same time, it's just like, it came across as a little bit weird, but still some good work there, especially again giving Sasha like this opportunity as well, because obviously, once again, I'm pretty sure Sasha didn't get this opportunity. I'm pretty sure she'd be someone else, wanting to head to AEW, pretty much, if you know what I mean. So some changes definitely come with that, but not weird segment, but had some good to it, definitely. Again, when Sasha Banks is sounding like focused, and she channeled in on something she wants, which is of course the women's championship, become a 5-time women's champion. So not a bad segment there. Backstage, we see people lying outside of Vince McMahon's office wanting to make their case to wrestle for the Universal title against Lesnar. All guys like, No Way Jose, Kurt Hawkins, Apollo Crews, the B Team, Slayer and Rhino. Guys, I'm just like, none of these guys have a chance at wrestling Lesnar at Rumble. No way, Jose. No pun intended. Matches of Raw, Ronda and Sasha are still arguing, and Natty and Bayley tried to break them up and cool them off. They convinced their friends to back off and head off before Bayley and Natty started yelling at each other. I'm wondering, what's going to lead to a match between Bayley and Natty? Something different for a change. But no, because again, it was just them sticking up for each of their friends. But then no, it wasn't going to lead to a match between Bayley and Natty. It was leading to another match with the Riot Squad, where we say how everyone else is falling apart while they're all stick together. And they basically challenged Bayley and Sasha to a match if they can find a partner. And they accept. Then we have, for the millionth time, the Lucha House Party, but just Graham Metzley and Kalisto take on Revival. Of course, for the match, Revival complained that the Lucha House Party Lucha House Party, I'll check that out a little bit, Robbie. Lucha House Party saw his foot on the rope during their match last week and said nothing. That's a heavy price to pay for that, and tonight it's time to pay up, and they basically did, because this match happened, but most of the time the match was not focused on the match, because it was focused on the line again of people backstage wanting to get title shots, including EC3 appeared also. We're going to talk about these NXT call-ups when it gets a little bit later on. in this review, because the one thing I want to rant on for sure is these NXT call-ups, because it's obvious that they have no idea what they're doing with any of them except for one. But now those plans may be in jeopardy. We'll get to that in a little bit. All I can say though is Revival won. They had Wilder pushed Graham Metalic's foot off the ropes to get the win, which, you know, was a classy move, like a simple classy move that, you know, the Revival would do something like that in NXT to prevent teams from winning. So so yeah, with that being said, so yeah, the Revival finally beat the Lucha House Party. So maybe they'll finally start booking them seriously if they don't want them to leave WWE and go to AEW. I don't know if that would help at all for them to keep the case to stay. But again, if they're not AOP, well, maybe odds are paid too. But if the Revival want to go to AEW, God bless their souls. But they won this match. We'll see where it takes them. Not sure, but who knows? Vince McMahon then says he's heading to the ring. He gets on the mic about to talk, and first off, of course, when he comes out, and I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I am sick and tired of us, you know, like leaving our beef on Twitter about how much we can't stand Vince and how bad he's done to run this company in the past several years. But every time he comes out, we freaking cheer for him. If you don't like the way the company is run by this man, why do you cheer for him? Am I saying that loud and clear, people? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm a very respectful guy, but I must know. I do not get it at all. But then when Vince is about to talk, out comes John Cena. Says he just lost a Universal Championship match at the biggest event on the road to WrestleMania. So he's out here now to tell somebody to step up, but Cena's got to save him trouble. He mentioned how, you know, Stone Cold, The Rock, and Lesnar left, and Vince begged the crew of misfits and rejects to step up. Cena walked up and looked in his eyes and told the man to give him a chance, and he wouldn't let him down. He got a chance after chance and more, and he missed birthdays, weddings, funerals for this. And he's not saying that for sympathy, but to say that stepping up isn't putting your life on hold. It's making this your life and loving every second of it. He asked him to give him one more chance as he will not let him down. The Rumble will be unforgettable. That's when he'll beat Brock Lesnar and become a 17-time world champion, because he's got that, and repeat after me, ruthless aggression. Bringing back, of course, from whenever his WWE debut in 2002, when he confronted Kurt Angle. Then out came Drew McIntyre, calling out Cena, asking how dare he. He doesn't care if he talks about his 16 championships or his movies or book, but how dare he stand there in the ring with a straight face and claim that he's got ruthless aggression. McIntyre gets in Vince's face and says that he's what ruthless aggression is like. I tell Cena his time is up and McIntyre's time is now. Just like Austin, Rock, and Lesnar, Cena can leave. Then out came Baron Corbin. And I like how Cage Side Steve says, enters Baron Corbin like a fart in church. Oh, boy. He says earlier tonight, Braun threatened his life, and while he doesn't have a lawyer on speed dial, if he did, he thinks he and Mr. McMahon both agree that giving him the title shot is best for business. Why? Because Braun Strowman scared me out my pants. Boo-hoo, Corbin. So then enters Finn Balor, saying he's got to be honest. He's a little tired. Well, actually, again, this was my favorite part of this whole promo. Finn comes out. The first thing he says is he's getting tired of always being left out of these conversations. The three in the ring can make claims to a lot of things, but he's the only one who's ever been Universal Champion. Vince says maybe so, but there's a lot of beef out here. And Finn is everything. He's a great competitor, but he doesn't know. Making this segment turn very real. And Balor says, Vince, you never believed in me, but these people do. He knows Vince is stubborn and won't change his mind, so show him And then he starts decking Corbin, and McIntyre drops Cena. Claymore lays out Balor, waiting for Cena to rise. It's another Claymore to him. So, of course, Balor comes out. I mean, McIntyre, the two Claymores on the baby faces makes it look strong. But obviously, Finn Balor, just flat out told Vince, hey, you don't believe in me, and that's no secret. But these people do. So let me show you how it's done. But then Vince is like, hey, I like what we see. I'm seeing here. So he makes a fatal four-way match between those four. And the winner will face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at Royal Rumble. So I'm just like, let's do this. Obviously, if they're just going to hand it to Cena out of panic, Corbin and Strowman, Corbin and Lesnar right now, no way, Jose. McIntyre and Lesnar. Yeah, but not at Rumble. We're about to say that until Mania. Balor and Lesnar. Let's go! Because I don't see Balor winning the Universal title, even at Rumble or at Mania. If you win the match, I won't give away spoilers yet. But, Finn, the pressure was on, and the story tonight came Finn Balor. Can he prove Vince McMahon wrong, that he should believe in him or not? Check the live chat first, and we'll continue on this review in just a second. Live chat. Let's see here. Hopefully, they have Finn winning the title. That would have been a cool match at WrestleMania. The SummerSlam rematch between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins would have been awesome. We got 1,000 subs, some videos, probably not. He said, "Great Raw, sure thing." What's going on, Robbie? Mike, if you say no way, Jose, one more time, I'm putting you on the list. Well, just like I have all the balls in the world to walk up to Vince McMahon and start saying words like belt, briefcase, wrestling, NXT, all of those words. Hey, Robbie, there is no way, Jose, that you're stopping me from saying no way, Jose, my friend. Gotta get that out there. And of course, once again, we have someone replacing, as you called in our stream on Friday, the babysitter among men, Braun Strowman. And instead of playing a song going, I'm not finished with you, it should be, I will babysit you. If you get what I mean, of course, Robbie. But good to see you, Robbie, and you as well, Mark. And 1,000 subs, if where your channel name is, good to see you as well. So let's get back to the review. Vince McMahon is talking with Ryan Ward, believe it or not. What's up, Ryan Ward? Don't we all love you, buddy? And then we see Jinder Mahal roll up. He says he's a little offended he wasn't considered for the Fatal 4-Way, being one of the greatest WWE champions of all time. I repeat, Jinder Mahal said he was one of the greatest WWE champions of all time. I'm sorry. One more time. I will say this. Jinder Mahal tells Vince McMahon he was one of the greatest WWE champions of all time. That's just me being goofy. But don't worry. Do not worry, guys. I'm not going to do that again. But yeah, Jinder Mahal, not going to say it again. But he basically states his case, how he claims he's been robbed of a dream match with him and Lesnar. Vince asks if he thinks everyone wants to see him wrestle Brock, and Jinder says yes, that he would have come out if he hadn't been telling the Singh brothers backstage. So I'm like, Vince, be a smart man and just say, Robbie, gotta say it again, but no way, Jose. Just say no. He doesn't deserve it. He hasn't earned it. Not whatsoever. Well, I guess that match now when him and the Singh brothers beat Heath Slater and Rhino 3-on-2, a few weeks ago must have mattered because Vince says yes, and he allows him to pick any of the 4 men in the match tonight. If he beats one of the men in a singles match, he will replace that guy. So Jinder Mahal picks Finn Balor. Now, here's the thing. I don't know who would have replaced him in the Fatal 4-Way, but what they should have done, if they're going to put Finn Balor's spot on the line, which makes sense since, Vince McMahon claims that what's it called? I was trying to thought that he doesn't believe he thinks that Balor has something to prove to him. Why not have it been him and Corbin? Because if you think about it, Corbin got the last laugh in their feud they had this past summer. He did. So maybe have the unfinished business there. At least there's some history there. Have him fight Corbin in this match and not Jinder Mahal. I was so mad he gave Jinder Mahal opportunity. Maybe, if Bobby Lashley wasn't fighting in the IC title match, maybe they could have put him in this match, maybe or something like that. I don't know who else they would have thrown in there. But basically, like I said before, why Jinder Mahal given this chance? I don't know. I did not like that at all. How they did that. So stupid. So then next, we're okay. This I couldn't stand. So next is the 6-woman tag match. Once again, guys, another 6-woman tag match involving Bayley and Natty and some other random group against the freaking Riot Squad. So it was obvious to me who their tag team partner was going to be, and it was Nikki Cross. Now I'm thinking at first, okay, Nikki Cross is on Raw. All right, I guess you want to keep her a face, not make her a heel and team her up with Sanity, I guess, but still, we're already on SmackDown. But then we saw EC3 earlier backstage. I'm thinking, okay, some talent, maybe EC3 is going to be on Raw, and so is Nikki Cross. I guess it means Lacey Evans is going to SmackDown. Heavy Machinery don't know yet, and Lars Sullivan, who knows yet? But then we got Michael Cole saying these debuting NXT talents will appear on both shows for the time being before being drafted to one of the shows officially. What? We are having all 6, counting since Heavy Machinery is a tag team, working both brands right now. Just until they're picked for a certain brand? What sense does this make? It just shows also that right now, WWE has absolutely no plans at all for any of them, except for one. But of course, I'll talk about it at the end because apparently this guy's future plans may be in jeopardy with WWE now, which is for a stupid reason as well. But why? Like here's the thing. I can understand if it's like, a big name talent. Like if it was like Velveteen Dream or Aleister Black, I can get that, them go back and forth, and maybe like, they'll have a story where it's like, okay, it's some big deal, big names coming up to the main roster. I mean, they could have just done it with Lars Sullivan and pretty much have had Raw and SmackDown battle it out for who they wanted for that brand, even though it could be a little overhyped, and if they don't push them the right way, then go flounder. And all due respect to all 6 of these talents that are coming up, most of them I could say I think if booked right do have a chance to succeed on the main roster if booked right, of course. But they're not all big mega names that you gotta have them showcased on both brands. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. If it's like Velveteen Dream or like Lars Sullivan or Aleister Black, okay. Or even Ricochet if they bring him up, which I kind of hope they don't. I feel like he should stay in NXT. Don't bring up Ricochet. Or Undisputed Era, for crying out loud. You can do it that way, but not Nikki Cross or EC3 or Heavy Machinery, Lacey Evans. I don't like that.
And what I didn't like about this match, the fact that it was Nikki Cross's debut, even though she did wrestle in a match in overseas back in November before I think Survivor Series or Hell in a Cell one. No, yeah, Survivor Series or Evolution one. I can't remember what it was. But she that was her debut there. But with this being her first match, Bayley gets the winning pin. Why couldn't Nikki Cross get the pin? I did not get that at all. And this whole thing with these stars being, again, it makes no sense. Because afterwards, we do see Finn Balor walking backstage, and he passes Lacey Evans, talking to who knows who. Probably Dana Brooke, I don't know. Jinder Mahal came out, but before we got to the match, we have Dean Ambrose backstage talking about right versus wrong, MVP versus instinct, him versus having to defend the IC title in a triple threat match. Rollins and Lashley weaseled their way into title shots, but he doesn't care what the odds are. No one's taking his title. Just another good promo again in the location. Again, the promos, again, I keep saying, Dean Ambrose is cutting good promos. It's just needs to get a little more going. Maybe this case now, and I'll explain why, of course, when we get there. But again, not a bad promo there by Ambrose. Anyways, so Finn Balor comes out, and then Jinder Mahal tries to do a beatdown on him before the match, thanks to help from the Singh brothers. He restores order, and then Balor at first looks like he was struggling to get up, but then he just says, "Start the match." The match was too long. Well, it should have been a 5-minute squash match. It should have been. It shouldn't have given. Don't give Jinder any time in that ring to prove he was worthy, because he was not. And WWE knows he sucks, but they still give me shots like this, and it pisses me off. And I still can't say that word because it makes me feel annihilated. But thank God, Finn Balor won. And I feel they should have had this be Finn Balor and Baron Corbin for the final spot, instead of Finn Balor and Jinder Mahal. I don't know about that. I did not like that at all. But Balor wins, so he retains his spot. So we have that in our main event in about an hour. Well, in the final in our main event, which is in the final hour, as we're about to get to the final hour, which is a pretty good hour for the most part. But let's check the live chat one more time, see what we got here. We have 2 more chats from Mark. I love to see Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins at Mania, which I think would be a fair match for sure. He also says, I thought Bayley and Natty's part was going to be Ember Moon at first. If that was the case, it would be, I'm sorry. I mean, I love Ember Moon. Well, one, I saw she was on main event. Yeah, she was on main event teaming with, who she was teaming with again? I don't know, and I cannot remember at this point, and I don't really care. So we had that happen, but yeah, it would have I would have had it would have been stupid though, just have this, like, just an active star on the roster be the surprise, I felt, in my opinion. But Robbie said, Mike, let your dreams take over and kick Jinder Mahal in the balls. Boy, do I wish sometimes, but that would be good. And check what I tweet you. I saw you tweet me something, but you know what? I will check, Robbie. Let's see what Robbie tweeted me, as always. He's always got something up his sleeve. Once again, I will babysit you instead of I'm not finished with you. See here. Dang, I think we for sure did find your new cover photo there, Robbie. We'll get to that in just a second, but it's definitely very interesting, Robbie. I'm sure a lot of people would love to make that. Well, maybe of course you made your cover photo on top there. Nice, Robbie. Nice. Sweet. All right. Thank you for that, Robbie. Thank you for that humor, definitely. Because Alexa Bliss, when she gets the right material on, boy, does she look pretty fine, I gotta say. But anyways, so then we had a handicap promo with Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley saying about stepping up and how he and Lashley know all about that, and Lashley's winning the title. So again, I'm thinking, okay, this better be Bobby Lashley being dominating and not being bodybuilding Lashley and showing off his ass. So then we get the triple threat match. It's Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley. Seth Rollins was interviewed backstage where he came out, saying that tonight might be his last chance. But that's life, and you've got to make the most out of every opportunity. Tonight, he's going to do that by kicking Dean's teeth down his throat. Since a few months back, Roman Reigns told the world he was fighting leukemia, his brother, and he and Dean stood by his side and told him he didn't have to fight this alone. But then just a few short hours later, Ambrose stabbed him in the back, and Seth could never forgive him. Lashley, on the other hand, though, is intimidating, but his physique only gets you so far. He promises that nobody on this planet can do what Seth Rollins does. He's going to go out there and lay it all on the line like he always does in order to take his IC title back. So we got the match. And quite frankly, I got to say, this was a really good triple threat match for the IC title. I thought all three guys shined in there. There was a few moments there where, like Rollins and Ambrose teased a little bit of teaming a little bit up on Lashley. Ambrose and Lashley teamed up on him for a while. Of course, I did like, what Leo Rush doing with his interference as well, mainly targeting Rollins. He did break up a near fall with on Ambrose also. Well, he didn't do it on purpose. I think he more so was targeting Rollins for sure. So he had some good spots there. Again, Lashley was, not being bodybuilder Lashley. He was pretty solid in this match. Looking more dominant. The Lashley I want to see not slow, boring Lashley, like the quick, fast-paced moving Killer Instinct Lashley. And to my surprise, of course, first off, Leo Rush did break up a pinfall on a Falcon Arrow that Rollins did on Ambrose. But of course, Seth chased after him, and then Dean blasted him in the floor. Lashley speared I think Rollins speared Rollins and then hit him a knee or something like that. Ambrose had an eye poke on Lashley, but then Rollins hits a nice lariat to break up him going for the dirty deeds. And then Zaguri on about Bobby Lashley hit a frog splash, but then Dean picked up the bones. Still no. Ambrose up top. Seth charges in. Lashley was under him. Electric chair. And Ambrose completes the Doomsday device, but Rollins rolls through. Super kicks everyone. But then Leo Rush distracts Rollins. And then Bobby Lashley capitalizes by hitting a spear on Dean Ambrose. And Bobby Lashley is your new Intercontinental Champion. So, again, the match itself I thought was good. I did think, this is one of Bobby Lashley's better matches for sure since returning. The only problem I have with this match and Lashley winning the IC title, how did Lashley earn this opportunity? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought you had to now earn your opportunities here. Well, recently, didn't Lashley lose at TLC to Elias when Elias grabbed the guitar off the ladder? Yeah, he beat Elias down after the match, but he still lost. He lost in the other match as well. He didn't beat Seth Rollins in their match a few weeks ago. And yes, he costed Rollins his match last week, but I don't see how Lashley earned a title opportunity there. So that confuses me there. But I can't take away it was a good match. So we'll see what they do with Lashley as IC champion. Maybe he'll get the ball rolling there or something like that. And maybe also, actually, let me check. Maybe they'll finally give him a profile picture on the WWE app. And the UK people also who do not have profile pictures yet on the WWE app. It drives me crazy, people. Why is there blanks? Especially if you're making this guy your champion. Let's see here. Let's check out the app. Superstars. And also, please get the corporate Daniel Bryan photo off. That should not be the case. They changed the one inside his profile, but outside profile, no. And of course, Lashley still does not have a profile picture. Neither does Tony Storm. Come on, WWE. Come on! Why are you doing this to me? But anyways, so yeah, we'll see what happens with Bobby Lashley as IC champion. Maybe they'll finally get him on a good path there if he's booked right. Now, to talk about what Robbie, though, changed his cover photo on Twitter to. A crew member knocks on the door for Alexa Bliss to let her know that her show's up next, but she doesn't answer. So the crew member steps in, only to find that Alexa Bliss is partially dressed, holding her top with her hands. But he can also deliver her coffee. But I always say Alexa Bliss, doesn't always, tickle my belly, if you know what I mean. But moments like that was quite a moment of bliss there, where it's like, when she has the right outfit on, she's one of the hottest, definitely, on the main roster. I don't give her enough credit sometimes. But she's getting ready for her moment of bliss interview with Paul Heyman next. So she comes out, of course, with her full outfit on, looking good as always. Still the best. I'd say the best I've ever seen Alexa Bliss was that night that Mickie James told her off. The thing about her wearing a training bra. It looks like she's doing good enough now. That crazy face that Alexa made. Of course, that was my thumbnail for that review that night. But that's how I felt like they made Alexa Bliss look the best. She looks fine. But tonight, right back there with you. But anyways, the man's getting off track here. So first, before Paul Heyman comes out, she announces that women's tag titles are coming soon. And she pretty much reveals them, which I'll give the credit. I actually like the designs on the belts. Yeah, they're white, but it's a different design. I like them. Of course, though, there's only going to be one set of tag titles for the women, which is making me say, okay, once again, there's going to be just one set for the women. Why can't there be just one set for the men also? And one women's champion and one world champion? It just still feels loose, though, because, again, we don't need so many titles because, one, it takes away from, having non-title matches on pay-per-views. And also, it's probably another reason why these pay-per-views are so freaking long. These pay-per-views don't need to be so long. They don't. So, yeah. So that's my rant on that. And then she announces that the winners of the first of these the winning team to get these champions will be defined with 3 teams from Raw and 3 teams from SmackDown at Elimination Chamber in an Elimination Chamber match. Which got me going, not really the fan of that. I don't know. I didn't really watch the whole Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, but to me, they're giving like a bunch of inexperienced people, which I'm not saying you can't give inexperienced people inside the chamber match, but you're giving people that you're not really pushing that much right now, like, the Iconics, I'm pretty sure, some of the NXT calls like Nikki Cross or Lacey Evans will be teamed up with one of them. I don't know. It just, I don't think, the depth on this roster with, the level of star power that a lot of these talent have, don't see them competing in an Elimination Chamber match. I don't think it's meant to be an Elimination Chamber match. Maybe like, a tag team turmoil match or something like that, or like a tag team scramble or something like that. But I wouldn't say Elimination Chamber match, though, for this. So not the fan of that. But anyways, out comes Paul Heyman. Doing his usual thing, praising Alexa Bliss, Paul Heyman kisses Alexa Bliss's hand. He says it's been a wild night and emotions play no part in it. It's his strategy that practically guarantees Brock Lesnar will retain his championship at the Rumble. Brock will eat through them individually or en masse. But why clean out the entire heavyweight division? So there can only be one. Could be John Cena. Could be Drew McIntyre. Could be Baron Corbin. But, he's about to talk about Finn Balor. But then we see someone wandering in the background. And here's, again, where the whole NXT call things just really got to me. So at first, I see someone wandering in the background. And I thought first, maybe it was Nikki Cross. Just being goofy or something like that. But instead, it was Otis Dosovich of Heavy Machinery. He starts making noises, starts shaking, and he's like, boom shakalaka. Yeah. He's like, it looks like he's laying his eyes down on Alexa Bliss, which good taste, buddy. But again, he's married to Buddy Murphy. You're a buddy there, Otis, but you're not Buddy Murphy. But Tucker Knight comes out to control him. He starts screaming out "pretty lady," and other people come out to pull him away. So the interview is not finished, but then all of a sudden, boom, they start announcing that the next match is the Fatal 4-Way. This interview got cut off. Besides, the revealing of the tag titles, which honestly, you could have just had just the revealing of the tag titles and been done with this. You didn't even have the segment. Had the segment with Heyman, but that was awkward. Again, with these NXT call-ups coming up again, Lacey Evans is the one I'm not crazy about her being called up. Heavy Machinery, again, if booked right, I think they can, do something, because I do think they're entertaining in NXT. But I'm still worried that Vince is going to get the thing wrapped around his mind about, two big guys, and split them up. I'm like, they're probably the ones I'm the second most worried about with coming up here. But just ticking me off to no end that they're literally having these six, which there was one who was not on the show tonight, but I'll talk about it at the end, and apparently the latest on him. But it just obviously shows that they have no clue what they're doing with any of these call-ups, and just them going on different brands for now is just stupid. I'm not a fan of that at all. So then we have everybody come out and have the match, the Fatal 4-Way match, which, was not too bad, I gotta say. Wasn't the greatest Fatal 4-Way match, but I thought it was a decent main event, I thought. Wasn't really anybody threatening to win, though, at some point. It wasn't really a big dramatic finish. Some kickouts, because I know Cena did hit an avalanche AA on Finn Balor from the second rope, but Balor did kick out of it after, of course, Corbin got Cena out of the way, and Corbin went to pin Balor, who kicked out of that. Of course, there was one point where Balor also was hit at the end of Days, but then that was broken off also. So back and forth action, of course. Cena does hit an attitude adjustment. I mean, Corbin at one point towards the end grabs the chair and starts attacking people with the chair, but then Cena gets the chair out of his hand, and then he hits an AA on him. Thank goodness he hit that lightning fist, because I hate that move still. He hits an AA on Corbin, but then out of the blue, Drew McIntyre lays him out with a Claymore, but then a satellite DDT from Balor. He climbs the top rope, and everyone else is out of the ring except for Cena. And Balor hits the coup de grace on Cena and pins him for the victory, which, if Balor was to win this match, he had to pin Cena. I felt if anyone could take the pin and make it look good for Finn Balor, it'd be Cena. Finn Balor wins the match. He's going to the Royal Rumble to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. He had, of course, a Universal title match against Roman Reigns the night after SummerSlam, but this is the first time since SummerSlam 2016 where Finn Balor is finally getting a Universal title match on pay-per-view. Again, hopefully this, it probably was this, and even, Sasha Banks getting her title opportunity, and Bobby Lashley getting a run with the IC title, which I need to back up on that for a second. Well, first off, all those was probably, all of that was probably, just Vince saying, hey, here's your title opportunities, but can you sign these contract extensions? Paranoid, of course, he knows, because Vince once again knows, and I think he's starting to get paranoid now with AEW coming up, and, talents on WWE being interested for sure in going to AEW. Vince has pressed the panic button. But I forgot to say this though when I talk about the IC title match. Even though, again, I didn't understand how Lashley got the opportunity, it also kind of opens the door a little bit more for the Rollins and Ambrose angle, because I felt their feud was a lot more than just a mid-card championship feud. Without the IC title now, I really feel that feud is going to escalate and rise up for sure. Again, even if, Rollins does face Lesnar, because I want to say right now, even though Balor's getting his title shot, I don't think he's going to win, unfortunately. I'm hoping it at least is like the match with Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series. Balor puts on a good show against the Beast. And it makes it look like he could have beaten him. and giving at least Vince's, respect for him, probably playing on that story. So in some ways, it looks like Finn does win despite losing the match. I mean, I'd love to see Balor win, which he will come out as the Demon, but I don't think he's going to win at Royal Rumble. I'd love to see it happen, but I don't think it's happening. But even if they don't have Rollins and Ambrose have a match at WrestleMania, which again I'm still pitching for 3 stages of hell, have Rollins win the Rumble, and at least have Ambrose be like the last, even though he kind of has his issues with Lashley right now. Have his feud with Ambrose then culminate at Fastlane, kind of like Ambrose be like his last obstacle he has to get through before getting to Lesnar at Mania. That's what I gotta say there with that. But after, of course, the match, though, Cena gets on the microphone and talks about how when you come out here, you fight for respect. Tonight, in front of the entire world, Vince McMahon said that he didn't believe in Finn Balor, but for what it's worth, he's got one more person that believes in him. Cena shakes his hand, announces him as Brock's challenger to Rumble, endorsing him as earning this opportunity and stepping up and proving Vince wrong, which I felt was a good move by Cena to do for sure. Now, of course, that does lead me to also talk about one thing before I check the live chat and go off the air here again. All of the NXT call-ups, of course, again, was featured on this show. They probably will be on SmackDown tomorrow because, once again, they're going to be on both brands for now, which is completely stupid, I feel. But one person that didn't show up tonight, though, was Lars Sullivan. Now, I did see a rumor, but I didn't really read anything until a few minutes before the stream, that Lars Sullivan apparently walked out or was sent home. Rumors have it, though, apparently last week Sullivan was supposed to appear in a dark match or something like that. Because we keep thinking I keep thinking we're going to get a match with Drew McIntyre and John Cena at WrestleMania 35. But apparently the plan has been for it to be Lars Sullivan and John Cena for WrestleMania 35. And apparently last week, Sullivan may have suffered a panic or anxiety attack. Rumors have it. But apparently Vince is not happy about that, and his future is in jeopardy, apparently, for Lars Sullivan. So that's the case. That just sucks. So I don't know what's going on with Lars Sullivan, but hopefully he's okay. But if he was walking out to go to AEW, again, God bless his soul. But we'll see what happens. But that, of course, is wanted to throw that out there because I did hear that rumor about Lars Sullivan. So we'll see what happens with that. But Finn Balor's going to the Rumble. And get back to Braun Strowman, let me put it this way. This may have been a right move to help save Braun Strowman. Because if he lost to Lesnar again at the Rumble, I'm pretty sure that would, be like, the icing on the cake for people, not saying, people are going to probably want to move on from Braun Strowman, which I'm already seeing that people on Twitter. But it would be the last chance to prove that WWE is serious about making this guy a main event star. Maybe keeping him out of this match was a good thing. But also maybe start to think it may be time for Braun Strowman to go to SmackDown. I'm going to start to think that I think he's kind of hit a roadblock when it comes to, his opportunities on Raw. And I'm going to push for him to maybe move over to SmackDown for the Superstar Shakeup now. Just my opinion, though. But yeah, guys, that was Raw tonight. I'll check the poll on Twitter here, and then we have 3 votes for what grade would you give Raw. Only one person said A, 2 people said B. No one said anything lower. My grade would have been a little bit higher than what I gave. I would have given it a little bit of a higher grade than I wanted to, but I'm only giving it a B because, again, of the booking. Well, the first hour was crap for the most part, and then this booking of the NXT call-ups again that they're doing is just ridiculous. But let's check the live chat here. We got Josh, my friend Josh. Josh, what's going on, man? Alexa's my girl. Why are they pushing this man? Not sure which one you're talking about. We had James Carl, message retracted. Please let Finn win, Mark is saying. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow for SmackDown. We'll see you too. He's giving it a B also. So, okay, good grade there as well. Mark agrees with me. But So that was Raw, guys. I'll give it a B, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown. Also, apparently, I also saw on the app that apparently 205 Live is being moved back to Tuesdays, which kind of is a good thing for me because, again, I don't want to have to watch, 3 shows on Wednesday nights anymore. Well, NXT UK is probably going back to just 1 show a week now that they're all caught up and whatnot since UK TakeOver UK was a success this past Saturday. So I'd say that's go back to 1 show. So it's going to be a little bit easier to digest now, doing reviews now for now. But yeah, guys, that is my live review of a Monday Raw. I gave it a solid B. What are your thoughts on Raw tonight? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click my like and subscribe on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. Until then, guys, I will see you all tomorrow for my SmackDown review. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. I'll talk to you all later. And peace out, everybody.